What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of CryptoZombie. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having an awesome start to your week. Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies not looking too bad today. For the most part, in the mild green. We do have XRP in the deep green today, up 6.5% today. So not a bad start to our day. In fact, after the massive dump that we had sort of in the bit of fear and panic that was going on last week, we've actually been slowly chugging along to a decent recovery. We got up to about $10,750. Can't quite break up to those critical levels just yet, but we do have some massive fear across the board right now, and that is because people are talking about this crazy event that's happening potentially on October 15th, which is just 10 days from today, which is basically the release of all of the tokens from the Mt. Gox trustee to the initial traders, or at least those who claimed it. Now, keep in mind, if this was to happen, this would mean that 150,000 Bitcoin would be flooding the markets, and if everyone was to dump at the same time, well, it could be absolutely catastrophic for the Bitcoin price. Now, we're going to talk about that today, whether or not we should be worried. I'm actually going to express to you my opinion on the situation, let you know what I think could potentially happen, and we're also going to talk about a crazy prediction by the investment firm that actually predicted the meteoric rise of Tesla stock, now eyeing Bitcoin, potentially looking for a $5 trillion market cap, which, yes, my friends, means that we would, in fact, hit Plan B's level of a $288,000 Bitcoin. So we're going to talk about all that today. Also, today is the day to give away the Ledger Nano S. You guys know that. Drop a comment on any video and you are eligible. And also, guys, we made it into the top 10. That's right. Chad holders can now show their support by voting for the CryptoZombie to win Chads of DeFi competition. So if you guys want to head on over there and vote, also they say that they will gift me my personalized NFT. So thank you once again to the Machine Elf. And also, really super quick for everybody watching, if you are over on Bybit and you're trading, you can actually get up to a $390 bonus by using the code CryptoZombie. Now, this is just for CryptoZombie subscribers. Basically, you go over to the rewards page, the promotions, whatever, where it says voucher. You essentially just type in CryptoZombie and then you click redeem, and you will see right here, redemption request under review. You will receive your reward within 2 to 5 working days if qualified. Okay, so you got to kind of give it a couple days, but once you get approved, which you will because the code works, you will get up to a $390 bonus. You have to check and see what you have to do. Some are deposits, some are certain things, but check it out, guys. That is what's going on. But without further ado, we need to dive directly into the charts. Oh, and by the way, all the links are in the description below. So, having a look right now, you can see that Bitcoin is still sort of in this asymmetrical triangle. We're sitting about exactly at the halfway point, right? We're looking for a breakout to the upside, around the $11,300 level, but we could potentially continue to go sideways until the third week of October. Now, we've been saying this on the channel that we could be expecting some boring sort of movements. Now, I did say that I expected the price in futures to actually open green or at least move up, and that's exactly what happened. You can see right here on Friday, we actually closed down here at around 10,565, and currently today futures is pushing upwards of 10,800. So that was a pretty good call. I had a feeling that the markets were actually going to open green today. They did. We didn't have a major explosive move right to the upside, but we did open green. So that just goes to show that we're not really having that sort of crazy fear FOMO. Now, like Crypto Hamster pointed out, though, there are a lot of things that are potentially pointing to a bearish move for Bitcoin. Some could even say that, we are in a bit of a sort of bear flag pattern, right? Well, having a look right here, the one thing I do want to point out is if we zoom out and have a look at the macro, we're really just sort of treading between these two major lines of resistance and support. And you can see right here, we have crazy exuberance in the market right here when we're having the crazy pumps. Some people said it had to do with the plus token scam. And then down here, we have the crazy dump, the capitulation, the black swan event from the pandemic, right? So basically, if we exclude these major extremes in the markets, we really just have Bitcoin sort of bouncing in this channel right here. And currently, we're actually sitting on the lower half of the middle area of the channel. So having a look right now, really when you look short term, or actually just not even short term, when you're looking just at the macro, you basically see that Bitcoin does have that potential to dip down to the 9,500 level, like I've been saying, but we also could be looking to break back up to around the 12,500. So this is the range that we're trading in. I don't expect us to go much lower or higher than this range currently, but I do want to mention the fact that if you do think we're going to dump, one thing that Plan B pointed out was we have all-time high for the 200 weekly moving average for Bitcoin, which we have never fallen below except one little monthly, or actually was it weekly or monthly? I can't remember, but we only dipped below it basically right here during this little dip when we had the Black Swan event, which you really can't technically factor in because that really didn't have anything to do with the markets. That was sort of a global situation that we were just dealing with, right? But having a look, you can see that a lot of people, oh, by the way, before we get to this, so that level is around 6,800, which is like the ultimate doom or gloom, Bitcoin is dead level. So yeah, I mean, 6,800 would be like, not financial advice, but, you know, sell the house, sell the kids, whatever, buy Bitcoin. Don't do that. But that would basically be that level. But this is what everyone is afraid of. You can see right here, like Mr. Whale says, on October 15th, almost 150,000 Bitcoin are set to be sent back to customers that fell victim to the Mt. Gox exchange hack in 2013. While this deadline has been moved back numerous times, it's important to consider the catastrophic impact it could have on the markets, right? And you just have to consider what would happen if we had 150,000 Bitcoin, not dollars, Bitcoin actually flood the markets. And let's say this wasn't sold OTC. Let's say these people fled to exchanges like, I don't know, Binance, or I don't know if anyone's using KuCoin right now, but any of the Huobi, you know, any of these exchanges, and dumped it for spot. That would have an insane effect on the price. And the other question is, are futures traders potentially looking to factor in this and look to short Bitcoin to hedge against this potential dump? That's something to consider. But let's discuss whether or not this actually will happen. So if you guys don't know what Mt. Gox is, you might be new to crypto. Basically, they were the biggest, actually like the only crypto exchange pretty much from 2011 to 2013. And they were responsible for about 70% of all the Bitcoin trading. And they had a massive hack. We don't really know for sure what happened. 850,000 Bitcoin were lost. We've had about, I believe, 15% of those who lost it coming forward to claim it, which, you know, there's about 150,000 Bitcoin that needs to get repaid to those people. Now, on June 30th, the Mt. Gox trustee released a statement to the official Mt. Gox website in charge of redistribution. This guy basically said that he was going to send the funds. Now, the Tokyo District Court granted a deadline extension to October 15th. So that's why everybody's freaking out. Based on the document, some investors have suggested that it could cause a massive potential crash. But there are two key reasons the trustee would not move the Bitcoin in the near future. First, this extension of October 15th pertains to submitting the rehabilitation plan, not actually refunding the Bitcoin. So simply put, October 15th is the deadline for the trustee to put forward the plan, not to refund the investors. Now, I'm not saying that when this does eventually happen, that it's not going to be serious. But in the next 10 days, it's probably not as serious as everyone thinks. Number two, the trustee has continuously requested extensions throughout the past year. An identical statement was put out March 2020 and April 2019, and deadline extensions were granted. Now, October 15th is not the actual deadline for user refunds, and the trustee has delayed the process several times in the past. So based on these two factors, it is safe to presume that the 150,000 Bitcoin from Mt. Gox will not hit the exchanges in the short term. So short term, should you be worried? Probably not. 95% chance nothing's going to happen. Could happen, probably won't happen. In the future, could this be a big issue? Absolutely. Is it going to be a problem in the next 10 days? Probably not. Okay? So that I just wanted to get out of the way. Now let's talk about the fun part, the Bitcoin predictions. Bitcoin to 1 million. Eventually, guys. Now, we have the investment firm that predicted Tesla's meteoric ascent in an extremely bullish manner. And these same guys are now saying that Bitcoin is going to potentially go to a $5 trillion market cap. So in a comprehensive report, we had New York-based thematic investment firm ARK Invest sees massive growth potential for Bitcoin over the next few years, despite its already impressive run that has defied expectations. Specifically, ARK Invest points out the adoption of Bitcoin as a global settlement network, as a protection against asset seizure, and as, of course, digital gold, or as a catalyst for demonetization in emerging markets that has the potential to fuel the growth of the crypto assets market cap. So, despite their high evaluation, let's talk about the flip side real quick, then we'll talk about the fun part. They do see some potential risks in the future. For one, ARK says that security breaches and institutional mismanagement have cost investors millions of dollars with no legal recourse. Other risks are regulatory uncertainty and over-institutionalization, which the company says could potentially cause a monopoly in Bitcoin transactions and present an existential risk to Bitcoin's value proposition, which is why we hodlers need to hodl, right? Like I'm saying, every time you sell your Bitcoin, the question is, who are you actually selling your Bitcoin to? Do you know who you're selling your Bitcoin to on the other end? You might be selling it to the institutions who I guarantee you are stockpiling it right now. And you're going to feel really bad when Bitcoin is like 10x the price and they got all the Bitcoin, right? So definitely, like I said in my last video, now is the opportunity. This is that life-changing opportunity to get in on the Bitcoin price now when we're still at $10,000. That's why if we go down to 8,000, 6,000, are you kidding me? I will be scooping it up like you have no idea. But let's end on the fun part. So Bitcoin offers, according to them, one of the most compelling risk-reward profiles among assets. They say, as our analysts suggest, it should scale from roughly 200 billion today to about 1 to $5 trillion network capitalization during the next 5 to 10 years. In our view, capital allocators must consider the opportunity cost that will be associated with ignoring Bitcoin as a new asset class. And if we go back to our good old buddy Plan B, who does think that we could hit $288,000 Bitcoin, well, guess what? That would be roughly around that market cap. So I believe that this is possible. 288K is pretty high, but like $100,000 Bitcoin, a 10x, roughly little under 10x from where we are right now. I think it's definitely possible. I think if we didn't have all of the madness and uncertainty that happened this year, I don't need to repeat everything that happened this year, but we already know, I think Bitcoin would have been much higher at this point. In fact, I think we could have seen a potential $55,000 Bitcoin by Christmas if we didn't have everything that happened with the madness this year. But now, too late, Black Swan event. Things are a little bit different, right? But I do want to end on one little bit of good news today, and that is the fact that we talk about, decentralized finance and NFTs and tokenization. Well, check this out. Jay Clayton, who is the chairman of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, thinks that all stocks could eventually be tokenized one day. In fact, he says that the door is wide open if someone wants to show them how to tokenize the ETF product in a way that adds efficiency. So this is just showing more validation for the fact that digital currencies, tokenization, NFTs, potentially DeFi are not going anywhere. It's just a matter of morphing and finding the way that really fits the needs of everyone today. So on all of that positive news, we do have to give away a Ledger Nano S today. So let's give away a Ledger. So we had, 6 videos last week. I think I took a day off, right? So we have to go to our random number generator. Out of 6, generate number 2. So that would be the calm before the storm. The Bitcoin calm before the storm. All right. Was the calm before the storm, because literally, was it the next day or the day after we heard about Trump and his situation? So, all right, let's see what happens here with the 462 unique comments. A little bit low. Drum roll, please. All right, Chris, you are the winner. Most people are shocked when they find out... What? Most people are shocked when they find out how bad I am as an electrician? I'm sorry to hear that, Chris. I'll be sure not to hire you for my next project. Well, you might be a bad electrician, but you're pretty good at winning Ledger Nano S's. So hit me up if you want the Ledger, Chris. If you don't want it, well, you know what we do. We give it away to somebody else the next day if I don't hear from you in 24 hours. But that has to be one of the funniest comments I've ever randomly read. Sorry you're such a bad electrician, Chris. Well, that being said, that is it for me today. Hope you guys are enjoying the start to your week. We do have markets opening today. They're not open yet. They actually open in about 20 minutes from making this video, so we'll have to see what happens. Could be totally different by the time you're watching this video, but that being said, thank you so much for coming back to the channel. You guys rock. You're the reason that I do this for the most part every single day. Did take off yesterday, had some things I had to do. Actually, I was doing some stuff with the family. Much needed. Beautiful time spending out with the family, which you should all spend some time with your family. Hopefully, minimally, all of the quarantine, etc., really just helped everyone to just kind of get closer to friends, family, and loved ones. But that being said, that is it for me today. So thank you so much again for coming back. You guys rock. My name's K-Dub. This is CryptoZombie. Until next time, stay crypto. And of course, peace out.